Welcome to Living History Channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one.
Actor Max Schreck relaxes behind the scenes of Nosferatu in 1922, offering a rare glimpse of the man behind one of cinema's most haunting characters. On February 5, 1945, American forces liberated over 3,000 civilians from Santo Tomas Internment Camp in Manila. Faces like Lee Rogers and John Todd reveal the toll of years of hunger and deprivation. A tourist stands beside his car at the rim of the Grand Canyon in Arizona, 1914, a glimpse of early 20th century travel and the awe-inspiring scale of this natural wonder. David Attenborough entertains Prince Charles and Princess Anne with a cockatoo in 1958, capturing a light-hearted moment early in his career as a broadcaster and natural historian. A German soldier stands with a captured female Soviet soldier near Kharkov in 1942, a stark reminder of the brutal realities faced on the Eastern Front during World War II. Ella Fitzgerald, Dizzy Gillespie, Ray Brown, Milt Jackson, and Timmy Rosencrantz at Downbeat, New York, 1947. Rocky Dennis, born in 1961 with a rare skull disorder, defied grim predictions with intelligence, humor, and resilience, living to 16 and inspiring millions through the film Mask. The director of the Belgrade Zoo attempts to convince Sammy the chimpanzee to return after his escape in 1988, capturing an unusual moment between humans and animals. In 1945, Swedish archaeologists opened King Gustav Vasa's tomb nearly 400 years after his death, confirming historical accounts and revealing details of his stature, attire, and 16th century Sweden. Santa Claus Lane, November 29, 1951, features the Marymount College float, capturing the festive spirit and pageantry of mid-20th century holiday parades. The Eiffel Tower rises over Paris during construction in July 1888, a bold engineering project that would soon become one of the most recognizable landmarks in the world. Julia Pastrana, a 19th century indigenous Mexican performer with hypertrichosis, was exploited during her life and after death. She died in 1860, finally receiving a proper burial in 2013. Anne Sheridan rides in an American Legion parade down Michigan Boulevard in Chicago, 1939, joining the celebration of veterans and community spirit. David Bowie is photographed after his arrest for marijuana possession in Rochester, New York in 1976, a brief but telling moment during a turbulent era of his career. In 1867, a feral boy named Dina Sanichar was found in an Indian jungle cave. Raised by wolves, he preferred raw meat, walked on all fours, and later inspired the character Mowgli in the Jungle Book. Nearly 3,000 years ago, Assyrians crossed rivers on inflated goatskins. These Nimrud palace reliefs reveal a world of ingenuity, courage, and survival long before bridges or engines existed. Konrad Schumann, a border guard of the German Democratic Republic, defects on August 15, 1961, leaping over an unfinished fence to the west in one of the Cold War's most iconic moments. In 1986, Swiss businesswoman Corinne Hoffmann met Samburu warrior Lakatinga in Kenya. She left her life in Europe to marry him, facing cultural challenges before eventually returning to Switzerland with their daughter. King Henry VIII arrives at Hever Castle, the childhood home of Anne Boleyn. This scene, after Joseph Nash, captures a royal visit to the Boleyn family's Kent estate in the early 16th century. Genepil, the last queen consort of Mongolia, is photographed in 1923. Married to Bogd Khan, she witnessed the end of the monarchy and was later killed during the Stalinist purges in 1938. A detailed print of the 153rd New York officers shows swords, sashes, a restless dog, and officers with buff sashes and cool pipes, every detail bringing the scene to life. Chief Low Dog, an Oglala Lakota leader, is photographed around 1881. He fought alongside Sitting Bull at the Battle of Little Bighorn. American painter Franz Kline, 1910 to 1962, poses beside one of his works in his New York studio on April 7, 1961, capturing the energy of abstract expressionism in the making. Rum runners attempt to transport alcohol from Canada across the frozen Detroit River in the 1920s, with their truck breaking through the ice. A submerged diver is photographed in 1899, believed by many to be the first photograph ever taken underwater, marking an early milestone in exploration and photography. A French crew poses in front of their Sherman M 4A276W tank, Montereau Ile, from the 2nd Company of the 501st Tank Regiment of General Leclerc's 2nd Tank Division in the Bois de Boulogne, left to right. Assistant driver Claude Nalpas, gunner Jean Moracchini, loader Etienne Biglione, driver Corporal Louis Treguet, and tank commander Lieutenant Louis Michard. Laura Bow, Charles Ruggles, Rex Bell, and Toby Wing gather at a new Hollywood cafe in Los Angeles, 1937, capturing a moment of glamour and camaraderie among the stars of the era. Julia Child films an episode of The French Chef in 1963, bringing French cuisine into American homes and transforming the way people cook and think about food. Jeanette MacDonald poses with her cat in 1932, offering a rare glimpse into the personal, tender side of the celebrated actress. Guide Samson Beaver of the Stoney First Nation poses with his wife Leah and daughter Frances Louise in 1907. The photo, captured by Mary Sheffer, preserves a glimpse of their family and culture. Jessie Matthews stars in the 1934 musical Evergreen, showcasing her charm and talent during the golden era of British cinema and stage musicals. High school teacher John T. Scopes is brought to trial in Dayton, Tennessee on July 10, 1925, for teaching evolution, defying a state law that prohibited it. Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 performed during their iconic 1976 concert visit to the Philippines, thrilling fans with their energy, music, and unforgettable showmanship. A black U.S. soldier reads a Viet Cong message in 1970 accusing American troops of committing the same injustices abroad that the KKK inflicted on black families at home during the Vietnam War. French soldiers march past a dog wearing goggles and smoking a pipe in 1915, a whimsical yet striking moment amidst the hardships of World War I. Alice Faye celebrates New Year's in 1936, capturing the glamour and optimism of Hollywood's golden age at the dawn of a new year. Rail commuters in California wear protective masks during the 1918 influenza pandemic. One carries a sign reading, "Wear a mask or go to jail," highlighting public health measures of the time. Charles Ebbets captures the iconic 1932 photo of construction workers lunching on the unfinished Empire State Building, immortalizing a daring moment of work and risk during the skyscraper boom. A New York cop halts traffic around 1925 to let a mother cat carrying her kitten cross safely, capturing a small act of kindness amidst the city's bustling streets. Carl Sagan enjoys a quiet moment playing cards with his wife Ann Druyan in 1981, a glimpse of the personal life of one of science's most celebrated figures. Elia Kazan and Marlene Dietrich sit together at the 1950 premiere reception of George Cukor's A Star is Born, capturing a rare moment of Hollywood icons in conversation. Lee Radziwill and Jackie Kennedy Onassis are photographed by Cecil Beaton for Vogue at a 1951 debutante ball, capturing elegance and high society in post-war America. Hugh Hefner is greeted by Playboy bunnies upon arriving at London Airport in 1966 for the opening of his first European Playboy Club on Park Lane, marking a milestone in the brand's expansion. Ed Sullivan and Gail Storm posed together at the 1955 Emmy Awards in the United States, capturing a moment of television history during the medium's early golden era. Arthur O'Connell, Marlene Dietrich, and Vittorio De Sica appear together in The Monte Carlo Story, 1956, capturing a glamorous moment from mid-20th century cinema. First Lady Betty Ford dances with singer Tony Orlando in 1976, capturing a rare and lively moment of joy and public engagement during her time in the White House. Director Mike Nichols, George Segal, Elizabeth Taylor, and Richard Burton share smiles on the set of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf in 1967, capturing behind-the-scenes Hollywood energy. Mia Farrow and Dorothy Malone are pictured together in 1965, capturing a stylish moment between two iconic actresses of mid-20th century Hollywood. Brian Donlevy and Marlene Dietrich star together in Destry Rides Again, 1939, a classic Western capturing the charisma and style of Hollywood's golden era. Arnold Schwarzenegger poses on Cannes Beach during the 1977 film festival with performers from the Folies Bergère, capturing a playful intersection of cinema and showbiz glamour. Franklin D. Roosevelt Jr. poses with his mother, Eleanor Roosevelt, in New York, 1935, capturing a private moment of family life amid the public prominence of the Roosevelts. Soul singer Otis Redding poses for a full-length portrait in Memphis, Tennessee, 1965, capturing the charisma and emerging energy of one of the era's most iconic voices. Actor and martial arts star Jackie Chan appears at a benefit concert in Hong Kong in 1989, held in support of the Tiananmen Square protesters during a moment of global attention. A woman cuts her birthday cake in Iran in 1973, 5 years before the Islamic Revolution, offering a glimpse of everyday life and celebrations during that era. A man browses for books in Cincinnati's old public library, demolished in 1955. Today, an office building and parking lot occupy the site, erasing the historic space once dedicated to knowledge. Amelia Earhart studies maps in Hawaii, 1935, preparing for her record-breaking flights and embodying the pioneering spirit of early aviation. Betty White is honored during the 1955 Los Angeles Christmas parade, celebrating the early rise of a beloved actress whose charm would span decades. Ernest Schoedsack and Marion C. Cooper are pictured on the 1933 King Kong set, capturing the creative minds behind one of cinema's most legendary monsters. Max Steiner works with Lou Forbes, recording the music score for Gone with the Wind in 1939, shaping the iconic sound that would define classic Hollywood cinema. Ozzy Osbourne of Black Sabbath captured during 1970, embodying the raw energy and dark charisma that would define heavy metal for generations. The four members of the Ink Spots, Carls Fuqua, Bill Kenny, Herb Kenny, and Billy Bowen, arrive at LaGuardia Field in 1947 after a 6-week run in London, bringing their iconic harmonies home. Gregory Peck poses with his dog Slip and her new puppies in 1949, revealing a tender, personal side of the Hollywood star away from the screen. Cary Grant and Marilyn Monroe photographed together in 1952, capturing two of Hollywood's brightest stars at the height of their glamour and cultural influence. Glenn Ford listens intently to the voice of Jack London in 1942, a quiet moment connecting a Hollywood actor with the words of a literary icon. Eunice Kennedy and Robert Sargent Shriver photographed in 1953, capturing the early days of a partnership that would later leave a lasting mark on American public service. James Dean takes a quiet moment in 1955, reading a magazine in his dressing room during a break from filming Giant, revealing the calm behind the Hollywood icon. John Lennon sits with his guitar in 1968, a quiet moment reflecting the creativity and cultural influence that defined the Beatles' revolutionary era. Pearl Bailey is toasted by friends in 1955, a warm moment celebrating her charm, talent, and the joy she brought to those around her. Chubby Jackson, Billy Bauer, and Dottie Reed gather at Onyx, New York in 1947, capturing a lively night in the city's vibrant jazz scene. American musician Marty Balin performs with rock group Jefferson Starship in New York, September 1978, electrifying the crowd with his iconic voice and stage presence. Montgomery Clift rides a bicycle in 1966, capturing a quiet, reflective moment from the final years of the actor's life. O.J. Simpson of Southern California, the nation's most celebrated collegiate football player of 1968, stands proudly with the Heisman Memorial Trophy in New York City on December 5, 1968. Ram Prakash Singh with his elephant Shama at the Great Golden Circus, Ahmedabad, India, 1990.
Thanks for watching. If there's a forgotten era or photo you want me to bring to life, drop it in the comments. I'm listening.